Hi everybody, welcome once again to the Den of Doom. Today we're going to do some overgearing efforts, which means we are going to be working at a slower cadence, pushing a heavier gear. So the plan is 10-minute warm-up, 2 times 7.5 minutes. The first 7.5 minutes is at a low cadence and an RPE of about 6, so not too difficult. Then we're going to work in sweet spot for 7.5 minutes before we have another 10-minute recovery, and then we'll repeat. So not a hard session today, or not excessively hard anyway. We're just going to have to focus on getting that cadence right. Now, in order for me to do that, what I've tried to do today is add the resistance against the flywheel, against my wheel. So that should do it, because normally if I was to try and work at a cadence like that, I would never hit the power that I wanted to. So we'll see how we go. Right, hopefully I've got the gearing right. If not, I just have to make the best of a bad situation. Now, I'm not a fan of overgearing. I'm not very good at pushing a big gear and going at a lower cadence. Some of you will love it, some of you will hate it. Okay, now then, I'm getting the old watch ready. I've got do workout on there. I'm going to press do workout, and then in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and okay. So now the warm-up begins. So I can reduce my gears, nice and easy. I have got more resistance against the back wheel. Just going to have to see how it goes, play it by ear. As the room warms up, hopefully the contact will increase even more to enable me to push out the power. So how's everybody been these last few days? I hope you've been well. Weather's taken a turn for worse once again. Very disappointing. Okay, we're going to spin it out. So nice warm up. Whatever you did yesterday, let's get rid of that lactic acid and any waste products that have been built up in those legs. Sure, quite got what I'm looking for here. Let's just go down to the smaller chain ring. So the warm-up is doing whatever cadence you feel best. Don't worry if it's high or low. The session is an hour in total, and you're going to enjoy. Is anybody out there feeling rebellious? I'm wondering, I was saying to somebody the other day, it's almost like you feel like every time you go out you're doing something naughty. The adrenaline rush as you sneak out and talk to somebody and come within that 2 metre spacing. Oh, it's such a reckless world. That's as naughty as we can get these days, isn't it? Getting a metre close to somebody for more than, I think it's 15 minutes, isn't it? So the boredom is setting in, the lack of motivation. There is light at the end of this lockdown tunnel, I'm sure. When we come out the other side, we're all going to be super fit because we spent the whole winter turboing with me. Oh yeah. That's it, so nice and easy. Get those legs spinning. Get rid of whatever waste has been built up. Absolutely fine. Not a lot. Trying to think of things I can talk about now. I seem to be running out of things to talk about. About the diet. Don't know how rebellious I need to tell you I've been, but I have been to the beach. Under the cover of darkness, in camouflage gear. And on Sunday, the kids broke into a car park. Can you believe it? To do some skateboarding. Put this on online now, so everyone's going to know what rebellious family I've got. Then, once we were in there, kids started appearing from everywhere. Couldn't believe it. his little heads popping up. They were drawn. It was like something out of the Pied Piper of Hamelin. Some had skateboards, some didn't. Needless to say, we didn't stay too long for fear of the cops being called, and we'd all have to scarper. Reminds me of being young and wild. And if that's as wild as we get, crikey, all is good. Okay, keep those legs spinning. So I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to have enough power on this to reach my targets whilst pedaling at a super slow cadence. The point of the super slow cadence is we don't live anywhere flat. So if you're a Pembrokeshire or a Welsh person, we don't have flat rides. We have hills, we have mountains. Well, what we call mountains. Has anyone seen that film? The man that went up a hill and came down a mountain. It's got Hugh Grant in it. He's in a Welsh village. And they've always called their hill, whatever it is, mountain. But because it's below 600, I think, metres, and it's only like 3 metres below 600, they start taking mud and soil up to the top of the mountain to actually give it a higher peak. And they try and keep Hugh Grant there for as long as they possibly can. It's all a bit of fun. Tells you about the craziness of the Welsh. That's for sure. Oh, lovely. I was going to say, to be sure. Obviously that's an Irish accent. So, lower cadence. Unless you're Lance Armstrong and you're on the EPO and other performance enhancing substances, spinning at 100, going up the Preselles or Wiseman's Bridge or even the St Bride's Hill will be quite a challenge unless you've got super granny gears and you're not actually moving, like a mountain biker. You will need to learn to push a bigger gear. You need that strength. So we're looking at strength endurance today. It's not going to be too difficult a level. As I said, it's going to be at about an RPE, or rate of perceived exertion, of 5 or 6. So not too hard, just slow, controlled. When you do this, I want you to think about engaging your core. There's not too much pushing, using the whole body. If you keep that core steady, really think about pushing those legs round, you will hit the target. And she's warming up. What does she have on today? Behind the pink door, we have the green top. This dates back to 2012, to my first Ironman. Never throw anything away. I'm going to have to start. Not comfortable there, Balloon. Oh, it's a tough life. Laying flat on the floor in front of the camera, we've got Spud. These dogs do not leave my side. When I actually have to go back into college, I think they're going to be devastated. But yesterday, not sure if you want to know this story, but I'll give it to you anyway. Yesterday, Spud decides to eat the guinea pig food. So 10 minutes before my online lesson starts, I'm reading documents from WJC, preparing for my lesson. Spud throws up, basically at my feet. With fair play, Tom quickly cleaned it up. So I had to get this thing done before I started. And then I'm sitting there, and I think the dog has broken wind. But unfortunately for me, the smell did not dissipate. I looked around the room, couldn't see anything. Still, pretty stinky. And about 20 minutes later, gave the students a break, went to get myself a nice glass of water, and what do I find in the hallway? Yeah, you guessed it. So my little break was yeah, cleaning. So maybe it'll actually be better when I am in work and I don't have to clean up and be witness to the dog's dietary complaints. Right, let's have a look. We've got 1 minute left before the first effort. So at the moment I'm in the middle ring, if it was for you, Natalie. And I'm going to move up to the big ring, and hopefully there will be enough resistance for me to also hit my power target. However, I'm going to forfeit that power target if I don't hit it, to really focus on pedalling slowly. I know, I don't like pedaling slowly. Might jump off and put a little bit more resistance if it's ridiculously far off, but we'll have to wait and see. Okay, we've got 30 seconds left. While we're doing this, I'll have a little look at who is online. So we've got my newbies, Emily. Hi Emily, fantastic, good to see you. We've got Sarah. We've got Priscilla. Awesome, well, thank you for joining us, girls. Make sure you write your comments in the comment boxes below. Are you ready? Going up to the big ring, up we go. Now the cadence is going down. So we'll do a couple of cadence counts. Are you ready? And count. I had there, so yeah, 15 would give me 60, 16 is going to give me, you got it, your maths is better than mine, 64, 64 on the door. I am actually just at the bottom end of my power range. Now this is really good for those people who've got cleats or cage pedals, because you're going to think about lifting with these quads. If you haven't, it is a little bit more awkward because you'll be pushing with the quads rather than lifting quad hip flexor and using those hamstrings to pull back. So the point of having your clipped in pedals is to get a more efficient use of your muscular legs. Keep it going. We've got Amy, hi Amy, and Kate, and Catherine, Heather, fantastic. Good few of you coming on board now. Make sure you've got your towel, and of course your drink. If you haven't, press pause, grab them, and come back to it. We've got Mel. Mel, well done. Good. Can't wait to see you. It's been a long time coming. You need to live closer. And Penny, you definitely need to live closer. You've had some lush snow though, so I'm very jealous. Good. Got Mark. Okay, Mark. Don't forget, enough resistance, not too fast with that cadence. Nice and steady. Even if you're at the bottom end of your zone, that's all that matters. Have you figured out how to sync your watch to the calendar yet, so it gives you your zones? Oh, I can't wait for lockdown to be over. I will come over and do that for you. Okay, remember it's about a 5-6 at the moment with regards to how hard this should feel. In my big chain ring, I don't have any gears left. So Natalie, that's a number 7 for you. That's good. Reading an article today about 2 high intensity Zwift racing. So those of you who are tempted to jump on the races on Zwift, be careful. Make sure that you've got enough time to recover. People can't figure out why they're tired, and yet they've been working above sweet spot, above threshold, for far more than 20% of their effort, but not allowing themselves to rest. So Zwift racing, although it's really good for motivating you, if you do too much of it, it will fatigue you. Of course, if you're like 21, 22, you might just get away with it. But once you hit 32, 42, not quite 52 yet, once you hit those upper age ranges, yeah, unfortunately, so much more difficult to do. Should we do another count? Are you ready? And count. For me. What did you guys get? I managed to keep this nice and low. Well, yeah, I'm quite enjoying it. I am in my power zone, although at the bottom end of it. Oh, actually, it's moving up. What that means is, obviously, the room is getting nice and warm now, and my tyre is getting stickier. That's really good. Can I have a little drink? Good. 2 minutes left. Remember when you're doing your counts, that each time you do it, you're only counting for 15 seconds. So whatever you get, you have to times by 4. I know I like to keep the brains active. And then, once you've done that, what can I say? Oh yeah. Try and let me know. You want to maintain that throughout the whole of the effort. It's keeping a rhythm. So in the next 7.5 minutes, we're going to work sweet spot. So we're definitely at 6 to 7, and you're going to use the cadence of choice. Now for me, I'm definitely going to be above 80. More towards maybe 88, 92. You choose whichever suits. So working the muscles differently so that we can work those hills and have power coming off the top. Good, 45 seconds left before we go sweet spot. Now trying to keep this upper body from excessively moving. A lot of people, when they push power, will do that. You want to keep yourself nice and smooth, nice and steady, pushing those legs around without too much movement of that body. We've got one girl who's a very good cyclist, very powerful athlete, and I keep passing her in the car, and her movement is crazy. Okay, 3, 2, 1, I'm going to lift it, and I'm going to increase my cadence. There we go. So this girl, I just want to grab hold of her and give her some key points. I'm not going to name her name, but she is a phenomenal athlete and could be so much better because she just wastes so much energy in cycling like this. Good, well done. Keep the upper body as smooth as you can. So in order to do that, you can have a mirror in front of you, do it in front of a window, so that you can look at yourself, and I know that's difficult. This last year, it's been nearly a year since I started the YouTube channel, so many things that you have to get over. What do I mean by that? Well, the way you look, the way you sound, the faces that I pull, when I laugh at my own jokes. I started off not doing live sessions, and none of them made it onto YouTube or onto Facebook because I was just too critical. Now we are generally all too critical of ourselves. So we have to let go. Don't stress too much about what other people think. Focus on yourself and your own improvements. We're all slower than somebody. Yeah? The only person that is faster than everybody else is the winner of a race. And the winner of that race is only faster on that day. So what I'm trying to get at here is that we've all got to stop trying to be so hard on ourselves and focus on the things that really matter. I kept looking at YouTube videos of all these young yoga teachers and fitness instructors. They had long arms and legs, were super lean, and when they bent over there were no wrinkles or folds. You've got to have them, surely. Otherwise you'll be able to bend over. We're not all built the same. I know, I'm rambling. Now I'm getting to focus because we're 4 minutes and 20 seconds left of this effort, and this one takes us 6 to 7. If you've been working hard in the last couple of days, then it's harder to hit that target. If your legs haven't been used to being doing low cadence, it might be harder to hit that target. Keep it going. Well done, Joe. Your training so far this month, all of February, has been really, really good. So proud of you. Absolutely fantastic. Well done, everyone. Kate's another one whose training is getting pretty bang on. Absolutely fantastic. I'm not going to do a count unless you want to. Let me know. Give me some thumbs up if you want to do a count. Okay, we've got a couple of you who want to do a count to see where you are. Let's have a look. Get ready. We're going to count in 3, 2, 1, and count. $24 for me. Actually, I'm closer to the 100. What were you guys getting? You want to maintain that throughout the effort? So we'll do a couple more before we finish, seeing as it was backed by popular demand. Good. Come on, Penny. You're smashing it. I know, I keep getting it from Peloton. Don't join Peloton. Stay with me. For the personal touch. Come on, Priscilla. Absolutely fantastic. Well done. Come on, Nat. And all of Natalie's friends. I know there's a few of you out there. Keep those legs spinning. Get ready to do a count on the other leg now. In 2, 1, and count. 24 again for me. Well done. How are you guys doing? Last minute in this zone. So we're in sweet spot. We're doing brilliantly. We've got 10 minutes recovery. So we should be feeling, we're getting a bit closer to that 7 on the RPE. Last 30 seconds. Keep it smooth, keep it there. Last 20. Last 15. Less than. Last 10. Three, 2, 1, and relax. So 10 minutes, nice and easy. Remember to work your core, make sure it's engaged the whole time. Nice and steady, nice and smooth. If you need to do more core workouts, there is a section in my YouTube where there's 5 easy sets of workouts. So if you feel that that's too easy, then I have one 10-minute non-stop crunching effort, which is good fun, isn't it, girls? I did take 2 weeks practice before I actually dared myself to film that one. But one thing I've learned as well, talking of YouTube and lighting, is when I filmed that, I faffed around, I got my lighting right, and I think I look pretty damn slim. It's not a true reflection. So when you look at these people on YouTube and you think they have the perfect bodies, it comes down to good lighting, a good camera. I still haven't quite got the camera that I want yet, but I'll get there. And the way that they position the lights and the cameras. So, excuse me, just like sweaty eyes, sweaty eyes. So if you're going to use lighting when you're filming anything, even if you're on a Zoom meeting, you get that lighting right, you'll look amazing. I know I don't quite look amazing right now. Nice rosy cheeks. That's it. 2 minutes into the recovery. Well done. So some of you may have only chosen to do one of these efforts. And that'll take us up to the 30-minute mark. So when we get to the 30-minute mark, you will have completed your cool down. However, if you want to stay with me for another lot of effort, please do. So it's quite good when we do repeated sets, especially if you're tight on time, because you can do half a session and then you can disappear from the back of the room and I'll never know. Good. Hopefully you've got some motivational music on in the background as well. Alexa playing something nice for you. And no, I'm not being sponsored by Amazon, although it would be nice. Good. Remember, if you've got any questions about any of the sessions or anything that we're doing, maybe where to get pedals from, what's the best turbo to use, what power taps or pedals should you get, you can ask me all those questions in the comments boxes below. I look at them once a week. There might be a delay in reply, but there will be ultimately a reply. Some love, some likes, And an answer to your question. Gosh, the sweat is pouring off me. I put that down as being very efficient at thermoregulation. Main comments I had actually when I started on YouTube was that I was very posh. My video that I sent for my Joe Wicks application, I showed it to Mel. Didn't I, Mel? Yes. And what were Mel's comments? She didn't think it showed the real me because I was too posh. Maybe I am posh, I don't know. What do you think? I'll write it down. I just think I pronounce my words clearly. Can't be that posh. Oh, am I? Good. Halfway through the recovery, should be feeling good now. Got funny release liquids. It sucks in air as well as water. It's a little bit annoying. Don't forget to tell me about what you've been up to as well. What races you've entered maybe. Or perhaps you're just cycling recreationally to keep fit. Maybe you just want to lose a few pounds. I'm still working on that. Am I eating more to weigh less? Still hovering at 8 stone 8. There's 2 pounds lost. But generally, according to Garmin, I'm eating anything up to 600 calories a day more than I'm burning. So how accurate Garmin is, I really don't know. Because I can't be like losing and staying at the same weight, surely, whilst eating more calories than I'm burning. But Amy Des swears to me that it's hormonal balance that I'm trying to create. I'm trying to teach my body to be more efficient. And it's getting there. So by the summer, I would like to be 8 stone to 8 stone 2 in that ballpark, which is usually my racing weight. I didn't get to my racing weight last year, and I think that's why the panic is setting in. As we get older, our hormones change. Sorry boys, I know talking hormones and girly things, but our hormones change and we are inclined to store more fat. So actually we could do loads of exercise, but if we maintain the same diet, we're not going to lose any weight. Very difficult one though, obviously, because last year we were in lockdown. Newfound love of cooking, but I was doing a lot of YouTubes and Facebook Lives, which I thought would have counteracted it. But although I didn't put on masses of weight, I didn't lose any. So here we go, I'm eating more to weigh less. I've cut out refined sugar. My hot chocolate, that's been the most difficult. You don't drink tea or coffee. Not a fan of herbal teas, so I've had to forfeit my hot chocolate, but I've discovered cacao. Cacao, coconut water, banana and maple syrup makes a nice substitute for a cold milkshake anyway. I haven't tried heating that one up yet, so it'll be interesting to see what happens there. I will keep you updated. Hopefully you'll be able to notice a difference in me week by week. I think one thing I have noticed is that I'm getting actually stronger on the bike. So my sessions are feeling easier now than they did a few weeks back. But you know what that means, everybody? I mean, a test is around the corner. I'm going to be looking to find out what my new threshold is, so that I keep working at the same intensity. And then by taxing the body and creating overload, that's how we increase our performance. If I just go out and cycle at the same speed, on the same route, every single day, I will get fitter, but I won't get any faster unless I put the effort in to get faster. All right, we've got 50 seconds left. We're going to do a count in 3, 2, 1, and count. Again. 30 seconds left. Then we've got another 7.5 minutes. Low cadence, hard gear. Well done, Tom. I know you've had some nice long rides recently when we've grabbed those nice days. Make sure you recover. Make sure the intensity isn't too high. Okay, 3, 2, 1, up we go. Slowing it down. Oh, still got more ways to go. There, that's it. We're going to do a count in 5 to 10 seconds time. Are you ready? 3, 2, 1, and count. Okay, I had 17 there. 4 7's 21. 4 7's 29. 4 7's 28. So 68 for me there. So 60 to 70 is what we're looking for. So 17 gives me 68. Look at that, right? That's it. And at 68, I am in the zone that I want to be in. If you're lower, that's even better. We're going up a mountain, you see. And if you were climbing, you'd sit up more. You might hold on to your hoods or your bars here in the middle. Engage that core and work your way up. Good. Not too fast, Will. Really good, well done. Gearing's working for you. Very nice new kicker you've got there. Okay, we'll do another count. In 2, 1, and count. That time, 16 that time, sorry for me. A little bit less. But I'm still in my power zone. I'm at the bottom end of it though. Not worried about it. Think about how you're contacting with the pedals. Well done, Penny. It's really good. I think I'm winking at you or not. I keep getting sweat in my eyes. If you want to think I'm winking at you, that's fine. Just don't tell Tom. 4 minutes left. Climbing up the Pacellis now. 4 minutes left of our climb till we hit the brow. Now here in Pembrokeshire what would happen is once you hit the brow you start to descend. But obviously we're not going to descend, we're going to keep on working in our sweet spot at our normal cadence. And there's no brow, we're just going to work hard off the hill, hold on to our advantage. New girl's probably a good one actually as an example. That stays nice and flat. So we just drop into pennycomb, then out across Broady before we drop down. Alternatively, no one I don't really like, is the one that goes from Mackley to Letterston. Ugh. And then once you get up at Letterston, you can head up long and strong. So once we can get back out there in nice little groups, maybe we can practice these together. 2 minutes, 20 seconds left. Before we release the gear, lift the cadence and lift that power. Come on guys, well done. Really good now. Keep that rhythm, engage that core. Not too much movement. And Cecil, hoping I'm saying the name right. Good strong core, absolutely fantastic, well done. Brilliant. You're still swimming in the lake, Cecil? Yeah? Oh, braver woman than I. I'll do a bit of surfing, but putting the face in is challenging. Nice and smooth, guys. Well done. Come on, Freya. You like this lower cadence, I know you do. I can see the smile on your face from here. Okay, coming up to the end now. And then back to a cadence that you would normally hit. 15 left. 10. 3, 2, 1. I'm lifting it up. I also need to keep my cadence to come up because I have to hit the sweet spot, which is a bit harder than that was. Brilliant, guys, well done. Gauge that core, I can see mine is wriggling a little bit. So just 7 minutes and we are done. Skills a little bit harder. Hitting 6 to 7 now. Come on, Natalie, well done. I know it's painful. That seat working, I hope it is. On, Sarah, well done. And Emily's, both of you, still with us to the end. Priscilla's still with us. Kate, of course you're still with us. And Catherine, I'm glad I put you two together as the cookers. And of course Freya and Heather. The boys need a shout out. Will and Martin, keep it going. And now I've got 2 marks. Come on guys. Come on, don't let it go now. Working well. Hit the power target. RPE of 6 to 7. I'm coughing a little bit more. Good, 5 minutes left. I think I get louder when I'm working hard as well. The extra puff. Should we do a count? I know you want to. 5 seconds time. 2, 1, and count. This time. So I'm on a cadence of 100 at the moment. Top end of my power. Seems much easier to do when I've done a low. Well, she says. I'm puffing. It seems much faster. Come on, guys. Come on, pen. Well done. Keep those hydration levels up. Make sure you drink. Well done, Joe. Really well. Profile's looking good. Well done, Priscilla. Really, really good. Well done. Why are you not sweating as much as me? Minutes 20 left. That's 2 minutes. Come on, guys. I feel my legs getting tired now. You can hold on to this. I know you can. Come on, Glyn. Absolutely fantastic. Minute and a half. Come on, Penny. It's really good. Last minute now. We can hold on to this. We've all got it. It's in the bag. Come on, Martin. I think my red face is redder than yours this week, Penny. Catherine, you're not even sweating. Come on. Last 30 coming up. Last 30 now. Left. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Nice and easy. Cool down. Whew. Relieve the pressure. Let the blood flow through. Yep, I'm puffing. Absolutely brilliant. Well done, everybody. Make sure you've got a bit of pressure as we do that cool down, so it becomes an active recovery. Oh, well done. Absolutely amazing. Not quite enough pressure on there for me. Cheating a little bit. You too, you know who you are. Add a little bit more pressure and spin those legs. That's it, we're there. We're back, 30 seconds later. Well, it might have been a minute later. That's it. Now don't forget what I keep preaching. Stretch, stretch and stretch again. You can either do it on the bike or you can do it down on the floor. We shouldn't have built up too much lactic acid today, but we have used our muscles differently, so they may feel tired tomorrow. So by doing a good cool down and an effective stretch, you reduce that fatigue. You're still going to be tired, don't get me wrong. It's not like a miracle cure. But you should still be able to get quality out of your upcoming sessions. If any of you are doing a brick, you can jump off now, get your trainers on, and get ready to head outside. Be interesting to see how the legs feel after doing different cadences throughout this bike compared to when you just do a steady turbo. So let me know. Comment below. Maybe it's there, or maybe it's there. Don't forget to subscribe. Not quite sure which corner it appears in, if you haven't done so already. Okay, there's 7 minutes left. Now I'm going to look to do a bit of a cool down on the bike, keeping the legs turning, both arms coming up, take them all the way back. Try and get your arms as close to your head as you can, backs of your hands together. My skateboarding shoulder is still giving me jip. I'm working on that. I think I've strained the ligaments between the shoulder and the collarbone. And one more of these. There we go. Okay, what I want now is we're going to lift that shoulder up to your ear. We're going to push it forwards. We're going to push it back. Forwards and back. Forwards and back. Now take the other shoulder, lift it up. Take it forwards and back. Don't fall off your bike. Forwards and back. Forwards and back. Give them a bit of a shake. Now arms out in front. I want you to stretch across your backs. I know you can't see me. Okay, so you're pushing your shoulder blades away from each other as we push forward. So making a really big circle, or a fantastic chocolate mixing bowl for our cake that we're going to make later on. Yeah, I didn't make the cake on Monday. I'm going to do it today. Take your arms out behind, clasp them together. Mine are resting on the small of my back at the moment, and I'm pushing my elbows together. Now to take that stretch a little bit further, you're going to lift, keep yourself upright, don't let your back arch, and push those hands away from you. So elbows squeezing, really getting your shoulder blades together, lift and push. Okay, and relax. Now we're going to look at this head and neck. I want you to tilt your head to one side. I'm sort of looking towards that armpit. And I'm going to push the opposite arm away from me. And I can feel the stretch extending in my neck. So I'm deepening the stretch down my neck and my levator scapula, darlings. There we are, that was posh. Okay, and lift and release. Look to the other side, hand on the head. Push that arm away to extend the stretch. Now you might find that you need to put your head in a slightly different angle. You'll probably have them tighter in different areas. Good, and lift that head. Look over your right shoulder as far as you can. Find a spot on the wall to look to. Hopefully it's directly behind you. And then look to that same spot on the other side. So I had a little click in the old neck then, and back to the middle. Now I want you to look up at the ceiling, and I want you to stick your jaw out. So we're stretching all these neck muscles. The platina, I think it's called. And to enhance the stretch to the left and the right, you can take your head up and turn to the right. Put your chin out. Bring it down. Head up to the left. Put your chin out. Very attractive. And relax. Don't worry, it won't give you a double chin. Or at least I've been assured that it won't. Alright. Now that stretch across the chest is vitally important. We've got to keep those muscles balanced, both in flexibility and muscularity. Okay, so hopefully you're doing the swim sets as well in order to get those muscles to fire behind the shoulder blades to pull you back so you maintain a good posture. So moving down onto the legs, going to do calves. So hopefully you're secure in your turbo. If not, I want you to find a wall that you can lean against to stretch those calf muscles. I'm sure you've seen calf stretches before. For this one I'm doing both at the same time, and I'm pushing both heels down. Slightly more stretch possibly in that front leg. Just going to wheel over and I'll do the other one. I think I've just got used to, that's it, I've got used to doing it right leg in front. So swap it over, particularly if you have one leg that's generally stiffer than the other. Okay, now what I'm going to do, there are two calf muscles, remember you can't stretch them both on the bike, but we're going to do our quads and our hip flexors. To do our quads, now one of our quad muscles, the rectus femoris, is, or assists your hip flexors. So that one can get super tight. So I want to make sure that your knee is pointing to the floor. You're thinking of pushing your back flat. And the way you do that is by pushing your pelvis so that it tilts upwards with your glute. So you're pushing your glute, tilting that pelvis, tucking your tummy in, and pushing your back flatter. Okay, we don't want a dip and a big arch in the back. I've got a natural one that's struggled to get rid of, and that will stretch that quad. Fantastic. Now put your leg out in front, pull your toes up towards you, sit up tall. I'm holding on to this. Hopefully you've got a wall or something close by, or a table that you're near to, and lean forwards. Just keep leaning forwards, keep your chest up and open so your back is nice and flat. So you can feel that stretch. I can actually feel the stretch going right through to underneath my foot. So the whole kinetic chain of muscles, just keeping that leg straight as I lean forwards, are getting a stretch. Got 1 minute left, so I'm going to leave the glutes out, because I think this is the one where people fall off their bikes. But obviously you can go to my website and check out the stretches. I might do it in individual little clips of the stretches so that you can just check out each one. So I'm going to unclip, put my foot in my hand, squeeze forward to get this rectus femoris and the hip flexor stretch. Keep that back nice and flat. Tuck your tummy in, push your foot into your hand. Remember, these stretches are literally, if you're short on time and you haven't got an extra 20 minutes to do a good stretch, they will only return you to your normal. They won't help to make you more flexible. Okay, we're down to our last few minutes. I'm going to stop the clock. Or our last few seconds, I should say. Leaning forwards. So we're going to hold this one for about 30 seconds, give or take. I'm not counting exactly. Once I start talking, that's it. So 30 seconds is developmental, but ideally you want to do more than one of them. So I'm just introducing you to the stretches, so you've got a good idea of what you need to do. Okay, and relax. So I just want to say a huge thank you for joining me once again in the Den of Doom. Hopefully we're going to have some spring and summer around the corner and we'll be out on the bikes. And maybe, hopefully you won't abandon me, but we might be able to catch up all together and get out for some rides. Take care now. Bye-bye.